Facts of the case. The case comprises 4 writ petitions filed under India's Constitution's Article 32. The first petitioner, Sarla Mudgal, is the president of Kalyani, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping the poor and disadvantaged women. Petitioner number 2, Jitendra Matha's wife, Meena Matha, discovered that after converting to Islam, her husband had married another lady, Sanita Narula alias Fatima. Sanita Narula, the third petitioner, claims that after marrying her, Jitendra offered an undertaking that he had converted back to Hinduism and committed to maintain his first wife and children from this marriage under the influence of his first wife. She remains a Muslim, however, and is not entitled to support or protection under either of the personal laws. The fourth petitioner, Geeta Rani, married Pradeep Kumar in 1988. In 1991, she discovered that her husband eloped with Deepa and married her after converting to Islam. Let's take a look at the issues raised. The first issue was that is it possible for a Hindu spouse who was married under Hindu law to enter into a second marriage after converting to Islam? Is it possible that such a marriage, without the former marriage being legally dissolved, would constitute a lawful marriage qua the first wife, who is still Hindu? Lastly, is the apostate spouse guilty of the crime under Section 494 of the Indian Penal Code? Suggestion. There are currently no such laws that allow a wife to file a petition against her husband in order to prevent him from contracting a second marriage. However, a suit for a perpetual injunction by the wife to prevent her Hindu husband from contracting a second marriage would fall under the purview of a civil court, which is not barred by the Hindu Marriage Act. Conclusion. The Supreme Court considers this case to be a turning point. The practice of changing one's faith in order to conduct a second marriage without terminating the previous was deemed invalid, as it was contrary to justice, equity, and good conscience. Conversion from one faith to another does not dissolve an individual's marriage. The marriage can only be terminated by a divorce order granted by a competent court on any of the grounds specified in Section 13 of the Hindu Marriage Act, 1955. It provided a new dimension to the phrase void under Section 494 of the IPC, bringing a constructive approach to the idea of apostasy and bigamy. The interpretation of Section 494 of the IPC was made in the interest of justice. There must be harmony between the two legal systems, just as there must be peace between the two communities.
Created using Powtoon.